Welcome to Rescue Nation TV. For those of you who don't know me, I'm your host, Cartier Rashay McCoy, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Something that we're doing for the first time. We are doing a reverse interview. So I'll have the opportunity to interview Sean today, and if you caught last week's episode, he had the opportunity to interview me. So we'll dig in a little bit deeper to his life and see what Sean A. Ward is really all about. So, while you may know Sean as a radio show host, television show host, community leader extraordinaire, today we're going to dig in a little bit deeper into his life again and just find out who Sean really is and what he does. So, before we dive into the juicy stuff, we want to find out how Rescue Nation originated and what do you do, Sean, besides television and radio?
We do outreach ministry to where we go into the community, we feed the homeless. We do mentoring programs. We started a program called the Why Not program to where now we're trying to get into a few schools. In February of 2012, we'll be submitting our application for our own Rescue Nation Sports Club.
Oh, wow.
To where we're going to have baseball, football. We're trying to get basketball. We tried to do it this summer, but we was going through another organization called the Raiders, and it didn't work out the way we wanted to because we don't want our players to play on Sundays. We want all our games to be on Saturdays because we want our kids to be able to be a part of church. And that's the problem. When I was growing up, the problem was that a lot of times sports was done on Saturday and Friday nights, not Sunday mornings. But it's like the devil got into that thing, and now kids are not. That's why most children who are in sports don't really have a knowledge of God for real, because they're so involved in sports and all the games are on Sunday until you get to high school. And then also we got radio, TV. We're starting our own internet radio station.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we meeting with a guy this week about that, and so it's a lot of things that we're doing. Our whole vision is to get the young people and young adults' attention through media, because that's the world that we're living in right now. Television, radio, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, I don't know why I said MySpace. Because somebody told me the other day they had a MySpace account. I was like, do they still make that? You know what I'm saying?
They're just musicians.
Right, exactly. Do they still make that? I don't know. So that's the ministries we have. We also have Club Intercession.
Okay.
To where we said Club Intercession because the club, you have fraternities, you have sororities, you have men's club, you have boys club. So we said, well, just to get that word, Club Intercession, and it's not a club to where you go kick it, it's a club to where you pray.
Okay, that's interesting. So what started the passion and the drive that you have for young people? Why are you so passionate about reaching young people?
Because when I was younger, nobody really ever reached me. I was the only child. I am the only child. The problem is that at the time, my dad was never there. Yeah, I was, the only child, and at the time there wasn't a lot of mentors. We had a few. I had one mentor. We called him Deacon Baskin in the church. So I felt that we need to do something for young people, especially in the county, because I used to always travel to the city to get stuff done. And I was like, well, so many people moving out in the county. Our young people are hurting. Our young people are being misunderstood. They're being pushed to the side. People are not understanding our youth because it's a different culture. And I said, well, what they do now, some places they take young people and push them to the back.
Right.
When they are going to be the backbone of the ministries or of churches or businesses and things like that. So why don't you cultivate them? And that's why we started the Why Not program, because the Why Not program is like, okay, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you, if the teacher told you that you can be successful, you can be in a career driven, you could do this, you could do that, why not try it? So by the time they figure like it don't work for me, it's too late. You're making money and you already on a straight and narrow. So that's why I just got a heart for young people, because someone had to have a heart for me one day. Sometimes, I mean, I had both edges, so where I was pushed to the side.
Right.
Then I had some that just grabbed me by the hand and took me the way that I am, because I was really terrible. I was horrible. now they fuss war. Our forefathers told us not to do certain things. It's because it wasn't a sin. It was the fact that they was trying to protect you from what's going on right now.
Why do you think the media is so influential to our young people now? Because I just think back to when I was a preteen and a teenager, and music videos. I used to sit and watch that all day long. Mm-hmm. Music videos all day long. So why do you think it's so impactful to our young people now?
I think it's impactful because that's where you get the great news. Mm-hmm. If you get what I'm saying. It's not, you don't find a 60-year-old person murdering no one. You don't find sometimes a 40-year-old person murdering no one. So if I can get into these young people's mind, we could keep this crime rate and things like that. That's just my belief. We could keep stuff, it's demonic to me. We could keep stuff going. Mm-hmm. And they feel that young people are the ones that's going to drive it. Because if I catch you at 13 or 12, I can still make money while you're 50, 40 years old until you come into the knowledge like this is crazy.
Right.
Also, they know that young people are quick to take hold to anything. Young people are sponges.
Yeah.
It's like I could tell you, well, I could give you $100,000 if you run down the street, whatever, however, and they'll be like, they'll really think about it, and I say, you could do this, you could do that, and they're driven by what looks good, mm-hmm. what tastes good, what sounds good,
right.
You know what I'm saying, and then young people want to be popular, mm-hmm. because now they're in an identity crisis, because they don't know who they are, so they're trying to find themselves,
right.
So it's now, if I can find who I am looking at this rap video, mm-hmm. looking like this, because I don't have a father in the house,
exactly.
or a mother in the house, nowadays, you don't have the mom in the house anymore, you have the father there, but now the mom's not there,
right.
or vice versa. So now I don't have nobody mentoring me or pushing me to be. And then also the problem is that most people, you can tell I'm passionate about this. Most adults have in our generation before us, their parents that have no form of church. So now they don't have that spiritual leadership to lead that household anymore. When we was growing up and say, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Right. It's not like that anymore.
No,
so now the young people, they want to be loved, they want to be appreciated, they want to be accepted, they want that encounter with someone who can train them to be who they want to be, but they don't know how. So our parents are so busy working 5 or 4 jobs because they're single parents. So what are you going to do? Sit your kid in front of a television.
Exactly. That's the babysitter, the answer, the
right.
be-all, end-all answer to what they're dealing with. So some of your topics that you've done on Rescue Nation have directly, been targeted at young people. Mm-hmm. You've had a show called Church Gone Wild,
yeah.
right?
Right.
You've interviewed people like Minister Jason Bryan, author Paris Drake, Christian rapper Sluggeroo, mm-hmm. Just really trying to make an impact on young people. So again, journalists are supposed to be objective, not supposed to have that opinion, mm-hmm. but today we want to learn your opinion about mm-hmm. some things and want to just let you go for it on some topics that we've talked about on True Talk Radio.
I'm not a journalist though.
That's true.
I don't know what I'll be considered a journalist.
TV host, maybe commentator.
I would say that. I would say your Travis Smiley type.
Okay.
On the Christian, because that's the thing. That's why we don't have the Travis Smileys. We don't have the Donahues mm-hmm. and things like that in Christian anymore. I used to like Lexi, but she's so twisted that I don't.
Whoa!
You say.
Okay, continue.
I feel she twisted because the thing is, I saw on BET the other day promoting a secular singers.
Okay.
I got a problem with that because how you gonna? That's.
I'm curious about that because I love Lexi. This is heartbreaking to me right now.
Just research her. Now she's promoting a secular event. I saw it the other day, and I was like, why is she doing that? 1 minute she's on the Word Network talking about this, mm-hmm. but then she was talking about some type of jazz or R&B singer or something like that, promoting it. And I had a problem with that.
Now, was she promoting the event or promoting like herself being a part of that event as the Christian,
If you're a secular artist or something, I was like, hey, check out so and so. The sounds of this. Let's go back to the roots of urban music or something like that, or this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So I was like, oh no, I can't agree with her.
Oh, that just hurts my heart. But anyway, diving into some more topics that you feel strongly about. I want to know if you think there's a difference between Christian rap and Christian hip hop.
Yes, definitely.
What is that difference?
I know you. I know you. Your husband. He's a
Christian rapper and producer.
He's a Christian rapper and producer. You don't really want Christian hip hop. Okay, it's a guy that came to one of our events. I'm not gonna put him on blast because
you like to put people on blast. I'm surprised.
No, I don't like to put them on blast. I mean, when you have documentation to really state that they're doing this, it was a guy that came to one of our events. He took a secular song and tried to make it a Christian song, but a hip hop Christian rap song. Me, Christian hip hop Christian rap, and you can tell me if I'm wrong because you live in a house with this. Okay, hip hop to me is, now understand the origin of hip hop. Hip hop was designed for women to shake their hips.
That's right.
It was to the hip hop, to the hippity don't stop, the bang bang boogie to the boogie the beat.
Exactly.
That was the whole thing, to get women to dance their hips. So if I want to move your hips, what do hips attract? It attract a man to look at a girl's behind. Am I right, Ms. Carter? How would you feel if a man just noticed you for your hips?
That's what happens.
And not your intellect. Right, I got a problem with that. So the thing is that, how can you mix me shaking my hips, which gives a form of, takes my mind to either a sexual orientated thing and bring it to church?
Right. So in your opinion, we can't slap holy on
You can't slap holy. So I can stop holy stripping, holy prostituting. I mean, honestly,
holy gang banging.
Holy beer, holy alcohol. No, I can't do that. So holy hip hop is also you taking a secular beat and just applying words on top of it, talking about God. That ain't nothing to me but positive rap.
So you're saying that? So I think that's another thing. There's one thing to call yourself a holy hip hopper, and there's another thing to take secular beats and to put Christian lyrics on top of that.
Exactly.
So you don't agree with either one?
I don't agree with, because the Bible talks about that everything you do is to glorify God, right? So why did that person make that beat at first? Was it for God, or was it for Ludacris or whoever? It was really to make money. So that beat already got this. This is why I got a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the beat, because music is music. I have a problem when you have placed the words on top of it. So now when I play this in the churches, it's taking my young people back to Weezy or whoever.
Right.
Where I can just create. Now, if God is the creator, why can't He give you the concept to create the beat enough to where it has that Christian tone to it?
I have to say I do agree with that. I do agree with that. It's one God, like you said, God is the creator. He can put creativity in you to make the music.
Exactly. To what's better, and it could be anointed. But now you done took this secular.
Right.
He has placed his hands on top of this. You don't know what type of lifestyle he's living.
Exactly.
You don't know if
it's whack. It's a copycat. Why
exactly.
copy the world?
Right. Why? Exactly. So it's like you got this music like this, and then they take Tupac, for example. We know his origin. We know that he's part of the Illuminati. We know what he was. We know what he did. So he took his hands and placed it on that. Now he left his DNA on that music. So if you left this DNA on that music, and now you done took that DNA and tried to apply it to God, it's not going to work.
Right. And I think music is a motivator as well.
Exactly.
What is it motivating you to do? What's the spirit behind the music? That's causing the atmosphere to change, because it does.
Like the Job Boys. I could tell their music was original.
Okay.
They didn't do, you know what I'm saying? Your husband and J Rev. I could tell their music, stuff like that. Well, come with why don't you pray and ask God? If you're going to be a Christian rapper, pray and see God just like the worship leaders do, just like that. I still have a problem. Just forget holy hip hop and Christian rap. I got a problem with us singing some music in churches where these homosexuals have wrote it.
Dun, dun, dun.
You see what I'm saying? But we sing it every Sunday morning, but we talking against homosexuality and stuff. Why can't we, and I'm guilty of it too, so I don't just put my finger on other people, but I'm guilty but we need to come to an avenue to where we can educate our people to have the material and the equipment so we can create our own kingdom music. That's
so
real key.
What would you say to people that say that's judgmental? How can you say we shouldn't sing songs by homosexuals? How do you know that they're even homosexual?
They life a period. I could give you some names of artists out there, but I'm not gonna blast them. Let's look at these choir directors. You've been a choir director. You making money. You've been a choir director for almost 20 years. Why aren't you married? You got all these in your choir.
Okay.
In your choir, you got all these little boys. These pirates in the tenor section. You got these bull daggers in the choir stand.
Oh.
So you attract sometimes who you attract. The answer is, look at our bishops. Now, I could go to his choir, I won't see no homosexuals. You can go to my bishop's choir, you don't see no homosexuals. So you attract sometimes who you are.
Right. But how can you specifically say he's homosexual? She's
Okay,
homosexual?
it was it's an organization. Every year they have a convention, and they got this thing called the Rat Pack. Most people in that Rat Pack, you can tell they're homosexuals. And then you got trispirit, bispirit. You can pick up stuff. I mean, you can discern stuff as well. I mean, you got.
You're saying you have gaydar. Is that what you're telling me?
I got a little. I'm not homophobic, but I got a little gaydar.
Okay.
I got a little gaydar. Even this, okay. Well, I don't have a problem with homosexuals. I love them for who they are. I love them as a person, but I got a problem with what they do. It's just like a fornicator. You have a problem with me if I'm sitting up here talking about God, but I'm smoking a joint, right? So you're like, I love Sean, but man, Sean, you need to put that joint down, right? So you can kind of tell what's going on. We all do have sin, but some stuff is just so blatantly to where you preaching against it, but you got them on your instruments. You preaching against it, but you got them in your choir stand. Come on now. You know how they are, you know, and come on. I mean, it's
we're keeping it real today. So.
Yeah, we keep it real. So it's not that I'm judging. But you can sometimes just see it.
Okay.
So if you see something, if you see a fire, what you gonna yell? Fire, right?
Yeah,
okay, exactly. So.
You want to find out more about what Rescue Nation is doing? Make sure that you text us at the word rescue 313131. You can also check us out on the website at www.iamrescuedonline.com. Check us out because we have calendars to let us know what we're doing. Make sure that you keep up with all of the shows. You can check the radio information out there. You can also check us out at Twitter at I Am Rescue, and the Facebook page, make sure you check us out, is Rescue Nation Ministry.
All right, and just like you were talking about the radio show, make sure that you tune in no matter where you are in the country to www.690kstl.com at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for Rescue Nation Radio, where we talk about a lot of these same issues, and we want you to get involved. So as we stream on Ustream, make sure that you get involved in the conversation by chatting with us online. And if you just so happen to miss it, don't worry, we've got it on Podomatic.com, where you can get all of our past episodes and see a lot of what we've been doing, including stuff on Cross TV, as well as the website.
Yes.
So make sure you check out everything Rescue Nation has to offer.
Back to you, Sean and Cartier.
Hey, we're keeping it real today, and we also keep it real online. So you can visit us at iamrescue.com, or you can visit us at facebook.com/Rescue Nation Ministries. Hit us up via text. Text the word rescue to 313131, or you can hit us up on Twitter at I Am Rescued. All right, Sean. So we want to know your opinion on some more hot topics that we generally talk about on True Talk Radio Show. So, what are your thoughts on women pastors? Called, not called,
Jesus.
good, bad? Where do they fit?
I plead the fifth.
You can't plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I'm really researching it now. Because someone else hit me with that question, and honestly, my opinion was, I'm gonna be truthful. My opinion was what I was brought up with, what I was taught through my leaders, and you know, like when you talked about earlier about, you know, how is that being judgmental? I'm not being judgmental. I'm just really being Bible. You can't be judgmental when you're Bible.
Of course.
And that's what we're doing. We're just doing Bible, but with a whole different approach. Women pastors, I mean. Wow, that's the. What, y'all talk about this on the radio?
We did. We had two shows, part 1, part 2, where we talked about women pastors, where we had a full panel of female pastors who were, of course, for women pastors and feel like they're called by God. You know, God is not a respecter of persons, and they're ordained in their role as a woman pastor. But we also had a part 2 from the male perspective, and we had a gentleman who's a pastor of Alton Bible Church come on, and he is totally against it. He believes that in Genesis, when Eve ate of the fruit, she was in wrong by speaking to the serpent. It was a speaking sin, and she shouldn't have spoke to the serpent in the first place. So thereby, women shouldn't speak at all in church. So
well, my mom, she's an evangelist. She's a preacher, so I believe that she should preach. You know,
Right. But that's different than leading the entire flock.
I don't know because well, this is the thing.
Okay.
How can a woman be over a man?
That was his point. That was his.
I mean, how can a woman be over a man? I mean, if they say the man is the head of the household, how can a woman be over a man? That's what most people say. So, I mean, that's what, what I was taught, that Mary carried the first word. You know, one person gave me the scripture, something about a woman having authority over a man, and I forget what the scripture is.
Right.
So it's like, I'm gonna say I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I believe God can use anybody. God can use a donkey.
We'll see.
I know this guy named Tony Smith.
Yes.
He's totally against
I've
it,
seen him.
and he has had some biblical backing to back up his theory
Right.
or his motion.
Corinthians.
Right. I just say try the spirit by the spirit to know if it's God. I mean, I know some great women leaders out there, some great women pastors, but I'm confused because as me personally, they say the man is the head of the household. Then it gives I want to do a topic one day, women bishops.
Yeah.
Now, how is that when they say that, the woman's...
Bishop must be the husband
husband
of
of one wife. I mean, so that could really argue the point of people thinking that a bishop could be gay, a lesbian or something, because I could have one wife.
That's something.
So, I don't know. I mean, how the guy get the message across, is what I say.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to a slightly different topic. What do you think the impact is of Facebook on our young people? Is it a good impact? Do you see them, reaching out in ministry, or do you think it has a negative impact on young people?
It has a positive and negative. The positive part is that you do have some people out there that are passing word and just connecting. Really, Facebook was really for college students at first.
That's when I liked it, 2005,
Right.
back in the day.
Yeah, it was for college students at first, but now it has a negative impact because now people are losing their lives over Facebook. Young people are, people are you befriend me. You took me away. You
Right.
deactivated your account. So I think that the positive network, if you use it for ministry, is good.
Well, a couple weeks ago, you appeared on Truth Talk Radio
Mhm.
Show, and you discussed the HGIM Citywide 10 Crusade. This was a 2-week-long shebang where we involved multiple churches and community leaders, and it was just a really awesome event. Tuesday night, you did something interesting, though. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I got. The funny thing is that this is my thing with ministry and with young people. I got some cahutos, and I got some like nah.
Really?
Yeah, I got some no's, because of the hip hop. Young people are driven by what? Looks, sound, what they see. So I figure like this: why don't we involve everybody to be in the service? That way you can touch the people that like rap. You can touch people that like praise dance. You can touch people like spoken word. You can touch people like choirs, worship team, and music. And then a little acting and a little preaching. That'll be a nice Sunday morning service.
That would be awesome. You did a good job. I was
Okay.
there. You did an awesome job. I was surprised. I'm like, okay, I know him as a singer, as a worship leader, as a TV show host, radio show host. I did not expect you to preach, but you preached.
The funny thing is, I have low self-esteem with preaching.
Oh, really?
I gave one out to y'all. I have real low self-esteem with preaching.
Okay.
Most people have low self-esteem with other things. Preaching is that's my thing.
Well, you did an awesome job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome. We're so deep into discussion this week. We're not going to do a pick of the week, but we're going to continue talking to Sean A. Ward and dive into the next question. So, Sean, we're talking about dating, your thoughts on relationships. What qualities must your ideal woman have?
I think we did a show when we first started. I said, and I quote, I said, take her head off, but it was hide her face because looks will leave. But then you got the heart, you got the personality, you got their compassion, you got their spiritualism. So I feel that a woman should have support me at least. Be my real. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk behind me, but walk beside me. But still let me be the leader. Know your role. You know what I'm saying? Know how to love me and nurture me. But also know my needs and accept me for who I am, because I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Even though you say my views are, I'm not perfect. But I want somebody that's compassionate, that got that drive to where if something were to happen to me, she still could continue on with the family or whatever. So someone that's real positive, spiritual, really outgoing, that could really be around people and multicultural people and stuff, you know. So I mean, hey, I don't care about race or creed or nothing like that. So whoever, I mean, that's how a woman should be, I think. So.
Okay. So do you have a list? I remember when I was about 10 years old, I had a list of qualities that my man had to have.
Yeah.
So what? Just give us a few pointers. What are some things on your list?
A good cook, a woman that prays, a woman that likes to have fun, go rock climbing, horseback riding, like to play golf.
Outdoors.
Outdoors. A woman that's love to play games, family orientated, smart, beautiful if possible. You know what I'm saying? You know, really beautiful if possible. Eye catcher. I don't want a woman that don't nobody else want.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah.
So what if God places a woman in your hands? This is your woman that is totally opposite from your list. So she has some qualities, but you know she's not everything on your list.
It won't be the happiest situation, but I just got to do it. So yeah, there it is.
Wow. Okay. Well, Sean, what? Just tell us what church you attend and how viewers can get in contact with you.
I go to Greater Pentecostal Church of God. The great Bishop Terancy Coleman, wonderful pastor, wonderful bishop.
Thanks so much for joining us today on Rescue Nation TV. I'm Cartier Roche, and you can visit us on IamRescuedOnline.com.
That's right, and they text the word rescue to 313131 or hit up us on Twitter at I Am Rescued. We holler at you later.